So, yes, you are looking at purchasing vacant land and
Uh-huh.
securing a plot and plan building loan.
Yes. Actually, since that message I sent you, I had spoken to someone who gave me another idea, but I felt that was even better that I would be able to speak to you about it. But the initial idea or the initial plan was to actually get a piece of vacant land and get a building loan. Yes.
Okay, so tell me what have you now considered as an alternative option in the
Uh-huh.
meantime?
So essentially, I was looking for the vacant land and to plot and plan in Pretoria,
Okay.
in Gauteng, and since then, I had spoken to a friend of mine who his wife is actually a realtor, and she was asking what the budget was and everything, and then she was saying that um, what she has been dealing with is some clients that were selling their properties and even the student accommodations, and rather buying an
As is.
apartment or yeah, and buying apartments actually in Cape Town because the return on profits was much better, which was so far from me. But then I felt it would be a good idea to actually speak to you about it because from what I saw, I think you're based in Cape Town.
I am based here. I mean, I can definitely agree with the agent that you've spoken to that Cape Town is more sought after, and you will definitely um, make a more safer investment choice by buying here. With
For
regards
sure.
to our finance side, whether we pre-approve, the pre-approval is not property specific. So the pre-approval assessment that I would say that is best for you to undergo whilst you are in search mode, and looking for the ideal property to invest in, is to undergo the pre-approval assessment with myself, because especially since you are South Africans that are living abroad and earning your main income there. So I would say that is the first step on my side
Okay.
to sort of go forward with the pre-approval joint assessment. Um, and then, like I say, continue your search, and inquire about rentals and, students, what kind of rentals you can expect to earn in Cape Town, or the particular properties you are interested in. Yeah. So,
No, for
so
sure.
because that's something that's separate from, securing the actual home loan on my side. I mean, is this your first time that you'll be looking to buy property essentially?
No, it would actually be our second property.
Second, okay. And you're currently renting out your current one, or whilst you are living abroad?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. We can, with some of the banks we work with, we can incorporate the element of the rental income you can anticipate to receive on these properties. So it's something that the agent can provide you with, in writing, an appraisal or valuation on the rental income you can expect, and we can incorporate that into our assessment. But I think for now we can just, I think, proceed with just a pre-approval, which gives you a good idea of where you stand in terms of the bank's lending criteria and what they will be willing to fund you.
And I'm sorry to interject. I wanted to also point it out. Maybe I don't know if there's a waiting period. Currently, the the property that we own now is actually awaiting like finalization at the deeds office, right? So it's only going to. I was told that it would only be in our name within like 2 weeks, right? But I don't know if that would then play a role with regards to having to wait for some time before actually trying to purchase another piece of property.
No, not at all.
How does that work?
Yeah,
Oh,
not at
really?
all. Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't really impact your pre-approval assessment. You are just. I think it's just for the purpose of making sure that that installment is taken into consideration, because I
Mhm.
doubt that you're going to find something that you're willing to proceed with in 2 weeks. So by the time you actually
Yeah,
sign
for
an
sure.
offer and you go ahead with this secondary investment, chances
Okay.
are highly likely this pending property transfer would have now realized and been sorted
Mhm.
and confirmed in your names. So I think when I call for your paperwork to assess for the new property, you can just give me the indication of what that installment is going to look like, so that we factor that in, because it will be factored in by the time we proceed with the official new purchase.
Mm-mm-mm. 100%. The only thing I'd ask is in terms of the building loan, the property purchase and the building loan itself. Maybe if you would just give me like a brief understanding of how that works.
Okay, so a building loan, you would need quite a bit of documents for to submit that. It would be not only the offer to purchase for the land, but you'd need a builder's contract with a registered builder that's registered with the NHBRC here. And you would need to then have him provide you with the full scope of schedule of finishes on the property, the full pricing lists, etc. The plans do not need to be necessarily approved by the municipality. You would just need to submit the copies that are lodged at the municipality for the approval, so that they assess and value the project and the build according to the contract that you've provided. So it all lines up. And then they would, consider up to 90% for your building loan, because you are South Africans living and working abroad. So you would need a 10% deposit, I would say, at least, to kickstart your project, to break ground and that first phase. And then the building loan on registration is split into two parts. The vacant land portion would then be paid out to the seller on registration and transfer, that purchase price, and then the building loan for the contract price would be paid out in progress draws as your build progresses. It's about six stages on average that the bank allows six draws of to happen as the building progresses. So that's essentially how a building loan works. It's not something I would venture to do if you are based abroad, because
Really?
because there's so many things you would need to be, or have a very good trusted project manager that can run with everything on a daily basis for you while you are abroad. It would work out to a more costly exercise, I believe, if you weren't here, based here, to oversee everything. Chances of things, being delayed, and costs running overboard and things are more, there's more chance of that happening with you not being, at the site regularly to oversee. So I don't think if that could cause a lot of stress and unnecessary extra expense. So I would rather you look at, if you could, try your utmost best to look at something that's ready, plug and play. Look, it's each to their own. I'm just advising on how it could, because this is a big scale project. You're looking at 3.5 million scale project. So it's a bigger scale project. And also for those progress draws, at each stage, you've got to contact the bank, fill out a form to get a valuator out to assess the work that's been done. And only after they've approved the work, they then release the next progress draw, and so on and so forth. So it's a lot of heavy admin involved. And you are paying for a home loan before even it being a complete structure. So you've got to service the home loan whilst the property is being built.